Outer Orange.
All right, fam, it's deck sander day. I haven't done deck sander in so long just because I've been a little bit less on the D side of things, but I am back on D. D is gonna be definitely the main format I'll be focusing, and we have the BT01DZ updates here. By the way, deck sander does do Shadow vs. Evolve, so if you're interested in Shadow vs. Evolve, he does have that also on this website. But today we're going to be talking about the new Divine Z set and just seeing what's been winning. It's pretty recent stuff. The last update was literally last week, so we got a lot of stuff that to go through here. I'm not going to super dive deep into every deck just because there's a lot of stuff I don't know, but I do want to at least just kind of grace it over, give you guys lists to look at, and just kind of look through every nation and see what's going on ever since DZ dropped. So let's go ahead and get started. Also, here's the chart, by the way. Varga is doing really well with Luard. Keep in mind they have the dog over there, also Sharanui and Raziel, Velstra, and Android. I don't know what that is, but long story short, we do have quite a very specific meta going on here, and this makes sense. This is all the decks that people expected to do well. I think Velstra might be a little bit more underground, but these top four are definitely in there. So we got Dragon Empire, we got The End list. If you guys miss your boy The End, guess what? Here he is in full flavor of 4 defensing roar. This card is just still nuts. It's gonna continue being nuts. This card's wild. It's so freaking good. I'm so glad Fuzzy told me about this card a while back, because he definitely was like, hey, this card's insane, and he was not wrong. He was spitting facts, guys. He was spitting facts. But anyway, if you want Overlord, there's your Overlord list. Let's go ahead and look and see what Java's up to. I don't know anything about Java. I'm very clueless, so I'm just going to leave this here for y'all to just kind of look at. If you guys can pause the video, do whatever you need to do, but there it is. And then we have Tamayura. Tamayura, a pretty underrated deck. I would say, honestly, I don't really value Tamayura as much as other people do, but hey, we do have some results here, so you guys can take a look at what Tamayura is up to. Here's one build. Let's see, we've got another one. This is a book-off build. They did not want to give us the full ratios here, so let's see if we have one with better ratios. Here's one with actually showing the ratios. Oh my god, this is so cute. That is adorable. I love that so much. Anyway, overall, really good stuff. Really liking it. They did. Is this a new card? I don't think this is a new card. This is a manga printing. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think Tamayura has changed too much. Then we have a ton of Shiranui, and I mean a lot of Shiranui. Shiranui being, wait, this isn't Shiranui. This is Luard. Oh, looks like it accidentally. That's so funny. The one I clicked wasn't even Shiranui. I was like, wait a second, that's Keter. But here's an actual Shiranui list. There's so many different ways to kind of build this deck. You'll notice a lot of people just go for the Varina approach, just because people are gonna ladder you, and if you get laddered, you kind of need to go into this, and people just lowered on the other guy, and then there's this guy. There's so many ways to kind of approach this. Some still running the fork. Surprised that they're not running the other grade 1 stealth. I think that card's cracked. It makes it like impossible to play around Shiranui, but that list did not have it. Let's see if some other ones have it, because I think that card's insane. Yep, here it is. There it is, 4 copies of it. This card's absolutely disgusting. I don't know what else to say. I've been ranting about this card for a while. Also, they're running, I think this was an order. That's pretty cool. But I've been ranting about this card for a while. This card is so nasty. This card is the reason why I think Shiranui is like almost unbeatable now. Like they just draw so much. They draw so much. It's so hard. It's hard out here. I just want to let that be known. We'll get some more random lists. So here's another list. This is a really pretty list. But yeah, just more Shiranui. Honestly, Shiranui is like pretty solved, I would say. Like there's a couple text people kind of throw in here and there. For the most part, I would say it's solved. Like some people have been running defensing roar just because it's such a good card. But other than that, for the most part, the lists have been pretty standard. Like anyway, I have a bunch of Varga. I'm sure people want to see some Varga decks, since this is like the deck that most people are gonna be trying to build for, aside from, you know, updating Shiranui. If there's anything to update, or if they get tired of Shiranui, I feel like people might be jumping on this just because just change it up. There's a lot of tops for this. Also can run the defensive roar. This card can just be thrown in any deck, by the way. It doesn't matter. Throw in any deck. And if you guys are wondering what defensive roar does, it basically says you play it, you choose something to guard with from your hand, and then that thing bounces back to hand. So you can guard with the over trigger, bounce it back to hand. Guess what? You have 50k shield. Also, you can call Persona. Persona gets a 10k shield. You bounce it back. Boom. You have Persona back in hand. It gives 10k shield to whatever you call to the guard circle. So yeah, just really nuts. I have some more Varga lists here. I'm not as familiar with Varga. I'm just not familiar with Dragon Empire to begin with. But yeah, just some lists for y'all to kind of take a look at. Let's go over to Keter Sanctuary should have a lot of lists as well, because Keter just has it going pretty well. Here's Bastion. Bastion honestly should be the one deck that's barely changed. There's a couple additions here with some energy cards maybe, but otherwise it should be a pretty standard list for the most part. We have Youthberg. Youthberg's still honestly not a bad pick if you just want to go down that route. It's not. There's nothing wrong with going in with Youthberg. Still a good deck. Is it the best deck? No, but it's still a good deck. So I have a random Ezel top here. I know Ezel did get like its promo, and then you can also just run the new card and then some new stuff in it, and just kind of, you know, put the Keter package in and just play Ezel. I also think Ezel is better now with the new stuff that's been coming out. I don't think it's great, but I don't think it's terrible. It definitely needs the new Ezel to kind of go wild. Bunch of Luard lists. Luard is just obviously with the dog. Luard is definitely the bad boy. There's just so much of this card. It's just the deck just can grind for long. Oh, they chose not to reveal some of their cards. The deck can just grind for a while, on top of also just having the restriction. Eventually you just run out of cards to guard with, and you just lose to the restriction, and it's so easy to proc now. And yeah, deck's strong. Deck is strong. I'm just throwing you guys some lists. They're all mostly the same with a couple of, you know, changes. Some people don't go for the order build and kind of go for the more pure build, which is perfectly fine as well. By the way, it's a little bit more consistent in terms of like having your ritual active all the time, but the other build fills your board a little bit easier. It also gives you a better grade 3 turn when you're not striding. So that's Luard. We have a bunch of Raziel builds. Raziel is another one of those decks that is very generic, and you can build it in so many different ways, and there's just so many good cards to throw in. And honestly, I don't know too much Raziel in terms of like all the card pool. However, what I do know is you can just play Keter, the normal Keter packages, and you'll just be fine with what you have. And obviously this deck also runs the dog, so you have plenty of room for the dog as well, which is also just a really nuts approach. And then here's another list very similar, also running the order package, the new grade 2 that's coming out with the grade 1 on top of this card, which is what I'm seeing is a staple in most of these Keter lists. I don't know what this does, but I think it's an energy card. I don't remember. I think it's part of the energy card package, but it's really good. Obviously showing results to what in the world is this? Kind of new, dude. Is this the trial deck, dude? I think this is the trial deck, dude. I don't know. I think it is. You guys can tell me in the comments below what that is. Look at Brandt Gate. Brandt Gate, let's see, does have the new prison stuff. It should have the new prison card now. I don't know if it's out yet. I don't think it's out yet. There's a new prison card that's coming out that's really good. I think it's coming out in 02 though, so we still have a little bit of time on it. Got Orphis. Orphis shouldn't have changed too much. They do. Oh, sorry, they did get the new card. I forgot they did get the new stuff that actually makes it a little bit better. I don't know if it makes it competitive better, but it does make the deck better. So we'll have to see what that's going to be looking like. The Orphis build, and then we have one more right here to take a look at. A little bit more shiny, but you can see the gist. It's mainly this new grade 1 and the other card that people are running for the most part. Got some Ava decks. Ava did get some new toys to play with, so she's been getting better too. But she actually did get like a kind of a bit like an upgrade almost. So she's going to be probably we can probably see where this is crazy to me. Seeing this card is crazy to me. What year are we in? That's crazy. Do we have one more? And then obviously, oh my god, it's crazy to see this card too, because it's been a while since I've seen this card as well. But overall, Ava, I feel for the most part hasn't changed too much, but there's I think like 4 to 6 cards room of slot that you can kind of pick around with. Obviously, this new card is also really good. So there's that. We have Messiah. Actually, I opened up one of the Messiah. I opened up one of these. I gotta sell it. I don't know to who, but I gotta give it to someone. So there's Messiah. Doesn't look like it's changed too much. Looks pretty standard. I don't remember what this card does though, but there's that. And we have Vanguard. Vanguard should be exactly the same, to be honest. I guess this new grade 2 can be played in generically, because I'm seeing it in like every single list. So maybe there's something spicy about this card. That'd be kind of nice. Obviously, Velstra did get some new goodies. Got the new dude. Got the new divine skill. So we're gonna definitely be seeing obviously more of this. This deck showing up is definitely really It's definitely been performing. So there's some bliss for y'all for that. And then let's go over to Dark States. Dark States we still have Greedon, by the way. Like I said, Greedon is still good. It did get a new card as well, and also they're running the foot card. I hate that card so much. But it's got a foot on it. She's literally just shoving her foot at you. I hate it so much. But Greedon is a good deck. It is getting a little shut down by Shurnui, but on its own, the deck is good. I mentioned this in some of my other videos, but it is still a contender. The new cards are good. This new boy's good. I'm actually excited to upgrade my Greedon deck, because I've actually had Greedon this entire time. I was gonna compete with it. And actually, what I ended up doing instead was I gave my deck away to borrow to someone else who was playing Greedon instead. So yeah. So that's always fun. They were playing it. Oh, there is what the heck? Oh, this is the Dolls deck, right? The Dolls deck is actually pretty spicy. I'm actually really excited to build this. I really like the archetype of this deck, and chances are I'm 100% gonna be building this, because this is literally Nightmare Dolls, and I love Nightmare Dolls. So I'm probably just, even if it's bad, I'm probably gonna build it. I have all my triggers and stuff like that. I have some other decks that can just transform into this deck. I'm definitely gonna be looking into this deck, as I really like Dolls. some of my favorite archetypes stuff. I love Nightmare Dolls. I have that thing, like I have that deck maxed out for a reason. Like I absolutely adore that deck, and knowing that I can play it with this, and I have a feeling this deck is going to get good over time. It's one of those decks where out of the box it's okay, but it's gonna get better, and I'm really excited about it. Also, they run the on-hit cards. Oh man, I'm hype. I am hype for that. I didn't even realize that was what was his name. Also, I think the dude looks cool, and having the dude and all the dolls, and oh, it's just, I'm so excited. So excited about this. Also running that's really cool. They're running the extra power engine back here. That Alistair cards. Go over to Stoicheia, we got some Magnolia gaming going on. Magnolia Mask is still a pretty good pick if you want to play down that route. It's a little bricky in my opinion, but it's still good. Still good. Obviously now with the energy it's gonna get better. Here's the grade 4 variant with the inlets, inlet and goat, double inlet power. Also, I don't remember what this card does, but it's just a new addition that we can play. I love Bison. Bison cracks me up. Every time I see a list with Bison on it, I'm happy. Bison's hilarious. It attacks the entire front row. What are you gonna do against that? Like, it's just so obnoxious. We have Zorga. Only a little bit of Zorga, but I think because Divine, he doesn't get his Divine yet, so this is without the Divine approach, just normal Zorga Gaming. Running the new dude with the energy blast. He's pretty good. He's pretty good to run as well. And then we have some Leonore gaming right here. So a lot of token generation. This approach is a little different. I like it. They're going for that token style. Maybe it's the same. I just don't know. And then we have some Mushiking. Mushiking should be exactly the same. I guess you could run the new guy. That's true. You can run the new guy in here, but for the most part, this deck should be pretty standard. Shouldn't be changing too much. There's another variation of it. If you guys want to see this, they're running the Dianthra here. That's also interesting. Otherwise, it's a pretty standard list. There's a couple techs you can run. Some people have been lowering on this, but for the most part, it's about the same. It's just a couple small variations. Then there's the Bug Lady. I'm pretty sure this is Bug Lady. This is Bug Lady right here. Another really cool deck to try out if you guys are interested in that. Here's some more lists of Bug Lady. I'm not too familiar with this deck. I know what it does. It's like blitz order oriented, but I'm not like familiar with like how it plays and like what would you want in it. Next we have Lyrical Monasterio. We got Kyrie. Kyrie I think is gonna be really good in this upcoming set. I actually think it's a very slept on deck, and not really slept on, but people are just prioritizing other decks over this deck. This new grade 2 is insane, and there's another one that's coming out that's also really good. This card's also insane. This deck does get better. Like I said, the downside of this deck is that you just gotta draw your stuff. Like once you draw your stuff, you're gaming. Like you are set in gold. But yeah, I do see they're also running the Ballista engine, I believe. The Ballista ride line. Most people opt the Ballista ride line. I think that's the Ballista. Yeah, I can just barely see the background of the grade 2, and then there's the singing grade 1. So most people are on the Ballista ride line just because they like the soul, so which makes sense to me. But yeah, and then we have Leticia. I think this deck's insane. I need to like properly test it some more. I need to make sure I'm not like completely just talking on my butt, but I do think this deck's good with the Stegra and the new grade 2 and the new grade 2 promo order that we just got. The Aura, the Bun Girl, it's just you have so many more targets now. It's like impossible to whiff this condition now, on top of Stegra just being insane. And then I don't know, I think this deck's good, but I guess I could be coping. I could be 100% coping. We got some Charm Out lists. Charm Out is also just a really good pick if you want to just aggro your opponent down. And we have Pacifica. We have one little measly Pacifica just chilling in here. We have the Garter Strict girl. I'm not really a fan of the Garter Strict girl, to be honest with you. She's good, but she's just not like not the best. It feels like more like a gimmick than actual goodness, because most people will be guarding with 2 cards anyway, type of thing, and she forces Garter Strict. Otherwise, pretty standard. Nothing too out here. They're running obviously the new energy card. She's just really good as well. And then obviously the Pacifica package. And then I think the ride line also has the Pacifica ride line, if I'm not mistaken. Wherever there's the ride line. We have the ride line for Pacifica. Pacifica, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, this deck is gonna get better over time. It just needs a little bit more, but it will be there just because it is so generic. It is just the only thing you care about is having the Pacificas, but otherwise this deck is so generic. I would bring this up a lot, but this deck is basically what Orange was when it first started out. It starts out small and then it grows and grows and grows. It's gonna get better as the more generic cards we get, the stronger this deck gets. The fact that you can keep sending cards back, you can keep having a big hand on top of like multi-attack. This deck will get better over time. It's really good. We got Prism. Prism shouldn't have changed too much, to be honest. It should be about the same aside from baby teching this card, and that's basically it, to be honest. Like otherwise this deck honestly stays the same. So if you have kept this deck and you're trying to go into DZ and you're not interested in new stuff, for example, or you just really don't have the money to like afford decks, you can honestly, if you have Prism, you can just basically upgrade it and you don't have to like spend like a ton of money. And that's also just really nice. We have some more Prism lists. Like I said, this deck should barely change. Like this deck should be almost the same. So you have a lot of stuff to work with here. We have Kirsten, which is like the new the new divine card that some people are running. The people are kind of iffy about this card. Some people like it, some people hate it. I'm kind of in the middle. I haven't actually tested or spent time on her yet, so I'm just haven't been really giving much of an opinion. I want to try her out first before I like really, you know, beat her in, like, whether she's good or bad. I do think the cards she got were good. Like so far, the reveal she got are good, and she's actually pretty generic as well. So I don't know, something about generic cards, like they're usually going to be good if they don't have like a restriction that they're constantly under, or a certain way they have to play. I feel like you can just play the game normally and just do really well, and that's why I think over time this deck's going to get stronger. I also see a future where these divine cards are going to go into other cards as well. Like they're gonna have their main effect, and then they're probably gonna have like another secondary Vanguard that they can go into, or something like that. And you can actually, I think there'll be a time where you'll actually be able to pick 2 divine skills. Like you'll be able to pick this one, or you can pick the other one depending on the circumstance. I feel like that future is gonna come. I don't know, I'm just taking like a stab in the dark here. Another list. And this one's running the Ballista engine. Oh my god, they're running the shiny stuff. They got the purdy cards in here. But also just a bunch of you know, just a lot of text in here. I'm seeing we got the aura, but overall running the Reese's. People always are like, nobody runs Reese's, bro. Reese's is so run. Like it's not like always in every single list, but this is definitely a card that goes in and out of lists like literally all the time. Like she's either at 4, she's at 2, she's at 0. Like it's just always like I think even the decks we're going through now, we've seen like random decks just have her. In premium you can run her too. Like she's not a bad card. Is she weird? Yeah, she can be a little weird, but she's not bad. She's not a bad card. Give me 10k. You can pop her down on turn 1, like, and then put her on the Vanguard. Like 18. Have fun. You don't have to like commit too hard. And also since Bermuda bounces so like Lyrical bounces so much, you'll get the value back from her anyway. So yeah, really nutty card. Got Token Rambu. We did get a training tools deck here, so if you're somehow playing Token Rambu and you're interested, here you go. That is for you. And then we have Monster Strike, which is nothing. Shaman King. There was a Shaman King list. That's wild. We do have a Shaman King list that broke through somewhere. Record Ragnarok, Bang Dream has the My Ghost stuff. So we are actually getting this stuff pretty soon. So here is a list for you to look at. We are going to get the stuff. So we are going to have this deck in our meta very soon. And My Go has been pretty good. I will say, I don't know if it's too late for us, but the deck should still be performing pretty decent in our end. We definitely missed like the mark where it was at its peak, I think, but it'll still be like a good deck to choose, and also really cheap as far as I've been told. This is not an expensive deck to build, so if you're definitely looking for a less expensive route, you can go down that route. There's also Morphonica, which is also just another not so expensive deck you can build towards, and there's definitely going to be lists, and there's lists for this as well, and definitely and there's another deck that will be coming our way as well, so stay tuned for that. All right, guys, that is everything that we have seen for Divine Z Japanese tops over for Lyrical, and I believe this is mainly WJP and locals events and stuff like that, but still just a lot of decks in here. Look at all this stuff, all these goodies. I think my favorite part about Deck Standard is that there's just so many lists to go through, so much sauce to just go through. Rather it's just, you know, just local tops or whatever, it's still just a lot of stuff to just kind of see and work off of, and there's definitely just so many things happening that you just have so much variation, so much stuff to look through and decide for yourself what you want to build. I always love doing these because of that. But thank you for watching. 50cards.shop, OuterOrange if you need any of your goodies. If you're interested in any of these decks or future cards, keep in mind you can pre-order some of the stuff with using my code, and you shopping at 50cards.shop. So there's that. Other than that, guys, it's been real, it's been fun. Peace out. That's what I will see you guys in a future video. Bye.